I saw this post on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, regarding weight loss and the journey and what to do in the absence of cardio through the summer. And some of the responses that I saw, though valid in certain aspects, were just kind of, to me, a little ridiculous and dangerous to tell somebody. Some of the stuff that I read was out of context, and I have a hard time believing that I am reading all of this, that multiple people are saying the same thing, and they obviously, like, they think it's true. Not that it's their fault, but they must be told this information, and it, quite frankly, it's wrong and could potentially be dangerous. So it is very important. It's so important to cross-reference what you read on the internet so that you are not putting yourself in danger. What's up, dreamers? Welcome to Driving Environment. Today, just want to talk about things that I read on the internet. I'm going to make a real in-depth video regarding this specific topic because I think it is so important, and I'm going to touch base on this topic probably very often. But somebody reached out to the internet and said, you know, it's hot in the summer, it's hard to get outside and do their normal cardio routine. What are the recommendations? And a lot of people I saw, what are the recommendations to, for cardio or the best weight loss, whatever. They already had a routine in place, doing different aspects of, exercise and recovery and whatnot, which in itself was already a pretty good routine. But some of the comments that I read, though valid in certain situations, and the main comment that I'm going to focus on right now was the fact that there was a lot of people saying that the only thing that matters is a caloric deficit, nothing else matters. And that just simply is not true. I mean, that is like, that's like me telling you, I'm driving, right? That's like me telling you that the seatbelt doesn't matter because there's a chance that the seatbelt could hold you in place and squish you, basically. Like, what? That could be true, but the chances of the seatbelt, that was a bad analogy, but that's like me saying that, and it's just like, if you think about it, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, that was a bad analogy. We're going to continue through this. Take that analogy and throw it out and forget about that. Anyways, it's just like, that could be dangerous. So why could that be dangerous? Okay, I'm going to focus on this one real quick. I have a real in-depth video that I'm about to post regarding this, with some scientifically backed up research. You can't just say this kind of information to somebody who doesn't know, especially if they potentially act on it. So depending on who you are and what stage you are in life and your biological makeup, being, female, male, whatever, like, if you're in a caloric deficit, your body will lose weight, but it'll get to a point where it thinks that it's starving and it's going to store everything as fat instead of losing weight because it thinks it's in a fight or flight, in turn likely stopping weight loss and potentially reversing that because it's going to store everything as fat, right? It has a caloric deficit has a possibility of disrupting hormones that would affect your energy levels, that would affect just your, honest, I'm not getting into scientific information here, but your energy levels are one of the main ones. If you're a gamer, that's very important. So you can't just be a gamer, game all day, do whatever else, and not exercise, not eat right, not sleep well, and then just have yourself in a caloric deficit and expect it to work wonders on losing weight. It's just not how that works. There's a lot of other negative impacts that can happen regarding your overall well-being if you do not kind of have a well-rounded health and wellness routine. So I think it's very important that and unfortunately, it's like, it's not anybody's, I would say it's not so much these people's fault or saying stuff like this, because that's probably what they're taught, or wherever they read it or heard about this, was probably given pretty valid information regarding the pros and not the cons. You cannot omit information when you are explaining how to have somebody improve their overall well-being. Like, you have to understand the pros and the cons, not just the pros. And I feel like that is kind of the world we're living in right this particular moment. And as unfortunate as it is, I mean, that's it. So I'm gonna make an in-depth video. I apologize for the crappy analogy earlier, but I'm human, make mistakes, whatever. So anyway, cross-reference your information, please. And if you, for some reason, want to act on information and are, maybe a little concerned, like, how much is a caloric deficit? What is healthy? Blah, blah, blah. Ask somebody. You don't even have to pay for a nutritionist or a personal trainer, though I think talking to them would be a very valuable tool. But there are a ton of people on the internet. You ask me, I'll give you the information for free. I'm willing to help everybody. That's why I make these videos. And I'm going to make an in-depth video explaining exactly what I just talked about, focusing a lot on that exact comment, but some other things as well. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Hit that like button, helps out the channel. Hit that subscribe button for more content like this. And I hope to see you in the next video. Later, dreamers.